Hello to all crypto traders and welcome to another Elliott Waves on Cryptos video. In today's session, we're going to have a quick look on Luna and also Ripple after high demand from our community. Don't forget that you can also vote under the community tab on YouTube channel where I usually post a poll including some pairs that I think might have a good structure going forward. That's why I'm picking them, or it might be a case where there's been a lot of sentiment, improvement around the particular coin, so that's the reason I'm picking it. So the end result though is that I'm always going to be analyzing what the community is asking. So subscribe, turn your notifications on so you can have your say as well. Do not forget that none of this is considered to be investment advice, guys. Okay, pay attention to the scenarios, pay attention to the probabilities I'm talking about, and also do know that most of this is purpose is educational because someone needs to educate you in the cryptocurrency space. So we're going to jump right to the charts, and from there, if you have any comments or any alternative scenarios in mind, any questions, feel free to leave your comment on the YouTube section under the video. So back to the charts, guys, after a few days as well. And I think it's wise to start with Luna. We haven't looked at Luna for a while. Ripple, we've looked at like maybe 3-4 times over the past month or so. So let's start with Luna. I see good potential over here. And then I'm going to jump to XRP. Now for Luna, as you can see, I'm looking at the intermediate wave impulse on the upside, right? And we have finished wave 1, wave 2, and wave 3 for sure. Now, wave 4 to me, it's so-so. Why? Because it's what really is going to change. It will be the main and the alternative scenario. Okay, and then we're going to get 5. Of course, we just still don't have it. Now, what is really going on here? Okay, why do I believe that we haven't finished wave 4 and we're going to go down to around the $10 to finish wave 4 and then shoot higher? And then what is the closest and the highest probability scenario after this, which is also, of course, the alternative? Now, I want to tell you that I'm looking at this as a potential wave 4 purely because of the structure over here, because we've got 1, 2, extended 3, sorry, a 4 and a flat, and an extended flat. 5 is not as big as 1, but is not as big as 3 either. No, what I mean, 1 is not as big as 5, which is something that we very often see in cryptocurrency markets, right? So waves 3 and 5 are extended. That's what I mean. In the traditional markets, you only see either 3 or 5, but in cryptocurrency, that is not really respected. We get 2. That's what we respect. We get 2 extended waves, 3 and 5 in this case internally, and of course, this is again in wave 3, right? That doesn't mean we're going to get extended 5. I don't know. Well, but we're going to get to the targets shortly. Before we get there, let's have a look first on what is going on for in wave 4 first, and then successfully we're going to move into the 5th wave. Okay, so let me go a little bit closer and show you what I see and explain why as well. Okay, let's pull this over here. This is 5, this is 3. So as you can see, guys, well, this is a W, this is an X, and this is a Y. This is what I'm expecting. Why do I not think that we finished down here? It's because this move over here, we've got 1, 2, and 3, or at ABC. We've got a lot of overlaps over here, okay? And it looks like we're going to continue lower as well. That's one sign for me that tells me, dude, that is not impulsive. Unless if this is like 1, 2, 3, we're gonna get 4 and then 5 for some sort of leading diagonal. But don't forget, guys, leading diagonals are called diagonals because they look like one, right? That doesn't look like a diagonal. It looks like a parallel channel, okay, which is more likely, a correction in wave X. So we've got here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave A, wave B is an expanding flat. Actually, no, excuse me, it's not an expanding flat. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, ABC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's an ABC. And on the upside, we've got again A, we've got B, and we've got C. Okay. Looks like a low. That's the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5. Okay, yeah, A, B, C. So we've got the A, the B, and the C. That's wave X. And then we're going to get another A, B, C, right? So that to me makes the A probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's the B. And then that is probably going to be a long wave C, an extended wave C. Okay. So one of the reasons, as I said before, is that this looks corrective for an impulse wave. The second thing is that if you think I've pulled my Fibonacci retracement down to W, and the 78.6 is exactly where wave X ended. Now, double threes or double zigzags, wherever that ends up being, like, well, it looks like it might be a double zigzag now. Finish 78.6 because you know, this is the usual guideline, right? They have a deeper correction than anything else. So the 78.6 is the often seen correction for wave X. Okay, which means now that, you know, you either got ABC, ABC, and ABC, or it's going to be a case that, you know, these could then out being something like ABC and then ABC, and we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to be like a flat, expanded, or regular, or you know, the running flat variation. But to me, and due to the structural similarities between 2 and 4, I am more leaning towards the probability of this being the W, X, and Y. Okay, now here's the other part, which is again making good sense. From 5 down to W and up to X, we get the 100 Fibonacci at 10.12. Okay, now the 78.6 as well, look at this. It's exactly at the previous low, guys. Exactly at the previous low, which is a very nice confluence level. So, I'm not going to wait for the 10, to be honest. But that is not financial advice, right? Do not forget that. But I'm not going to wait. I guess you understand what that means. So the question is, once we finish this, and if we suppose we're done with wave 4 now, either we're going to get W, X, and Y, is it going to be a different pattern, or either the lowest probability, this is a leading diagonal, we're going to get 2, 3, 4, and 5, which I doubt. What's going to happen with wave 5? Well, to go to wave 5, guys, it's something very simple we need to do. Since we've got wave 1, 2, and 3 done, okay, there is 2 things we can do. 3 and stay at 3, and that starts from 0. Yeah, and look at where this gets us. Well, 2, if it gets us anywhere. So we get to, oh, I thought I did draw the 23.6. There we go. We get to 28.94. Let's call it 29.30, and then to the 55. Okay, the 28 is not a target. Okay, it's probably some sort of resistance. Okay, the 55 is a target because we're not using the correction. Now, if we take into consideration the correction as well, and we come down to what we expect to be, I don't understand why this is not moving. Okay, that's odd. Anyway, over here, from 0, coordinates 0. Okay, that was a bit odd. Anyway, we can do the fib levels based on long scale or not. Okay, so with that, we are looking at the 30 again, around the 30. That is going to be one of our levels to take into account, and the second one will be the 618, of course. Okay, we're looking around 36. This is a target. It could, the 36 could be a target for wave 5. Okay, if we take into account that we don't still have the we do not take into account the correction, right? So 38.1 would be like resistance, 36 could be the level that we're looking for. Now, it really, though, is going to depend as well, and that's why I'm not really keen in giving you these levels. It's really going to depend on, if we assume we get lower, it's really going to depend on wave one over here as well, right? But if we forget about wave one for now and just assume that we know that let's say 10 is going to be the level that we're expecting prices to go to, then that assumption in place, we're going to get as the 10, right? We're going to have to get 61 and then the 1 and then the 1618. Okay, it's as simple as that. So we'll go to 23, that's proposes more short resistance. Then we get to 32 again, which is the previous level as well. And then all the way up to 46. Okay, but that assumes we get there. Now, if we change that to the logarithmic scale, you can understand that things are going to get a bit, you know, complicated. We're looking at levels that we're not likely to reach. Okay, even for the 20.6, we're looking at 184. Okay, so that's a no. What we can do though to get more of a realistic target, okay, is simply use the Fibonacci over here, which already we have a wave W so far, not 4, but we can use the where are we? The 2618. So we'll go to the 1618. 34. Again, very close to 32. Yeah. Then we go to 2 and then to 2.618. Okay. So 34, 43, 66. Okay. These are the levels I'm looking. But guys, as I said, the best way to really project where wave 5 is going to go, because all of these are assumptions based on often seen relationships, or the best estimate we can actually use. The best way is to wait for the correction and then wait for wave 1. Okay, once we get wave 1, then we're gonna know way more about the projection of wave 5. But in either case, the 32 looks like it's at least a very good level for to get some resistance, if you understand what that means. Okay, so I will leave that here for you, Luna, and now let's move to XRP. And XRP, let's go out again on the 4-hour, on the daily, excuse me. You can see that on the daily, we've done waves 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll move up in wave 5. And this is our last wave 5, guys. Okay, so last time we were looking at Ripple, I was looking at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This still stands the test of time so far because we haven't really crossed below wave 1, which is at 80 cents. Only then we're going to consider that this is a good sort of corrective move, which then again would indicate that this indeed might be an ending diagonal, because this is what I'm looking at here. And I'm not really going against my own scenario here, but it's just purely because since the last time, because both scenarios are probable, but I'm giving a little bit more of a probability to this scenario that this is an ending diagonal, simply because this wave on the upside and this wave on the upside, despite the fact that they are impulsive in terms of overlaps, they look like the structure looks more corrective. Like that's an ABC, right? That's an ABC, right? I mean, you can say that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, indeed, but it doesn't look like a 5. You can say that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1, and then 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 3, and then 4, and we're going to get 5. Yes, but, well, it just doesn't look as corrective, does it? Now, over here, again, with the same method as before, we have wave 4, and this is what is good, right, for us. So because we have wave 4, we can go all the way down to 0, then wave 3, and the wave 4, and look at the 38.2 Fibonacci, and this is the $6. Okay, so I'm looking at $6 as the potential end of this cycle. Okay, And the truth is that, you know, we do have wave one in as well. So what else we could do is we could do the one thing that I suggested to do for Luna. And here's what this is going to be. We're going to go and turn to the log scale, unlog the Fibonacci scale. And we're going to add the 23.6 because it looks like it's the closest one. And look at this. Actually, I'm going to take you down to 20. Okay, so that you see how that thing works, right? Which one should I ruin? Let's ruin this one. So 0.2. Okay, let's leave it green so we can understand where exactly prices are. Look at this. So 20. Okay, what does this mean? This is our wave one. If this is an impulse, I'm not talking about the ending diagonal scenario, because waves are tend to be different in ending diagonals and in impulses. Here we still consider it an impulse because we did more than 100% of wave one. We did 1.272, but still not really what I would want to see for wave three, because wave three should go to at least 1618, especially in crypto. So let's just assume that the 0.2 is done at 0.77. So what I want to do now is go to the 1.2. Okay, that's 100 higher than that. Where does it get me? To $4. Okay, and look at this. 1618 is exactly there. It's exactly there. So this is a huge cluster, guys. So when wave 4 is done, because to me it's not done, and we'll break 2, look for 4 next. Between the 3, of course, makes a very good psychological handle as well, right? So this is how I'm using the Fibonacci tools to identify clusters, guys. Okay, now let me go a little bit further in so that we all understand what we can expect in the short term, okay, and what I expect in the short term. We can expect a number of things. First of all, we can expect that to continue lower, which is the case I'm looking at, to be fair. Second, we can expect that to have been done already, and then we're going to move up 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is ABC, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 3, and then 4 and 5. Okay. We can expect, since this is turning somewhat like could be some sort of triangle or something. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. Or it could be ABC, ABC, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a flat, expanded, or running, or even a regular one. But in neither case, in most of those scenarios, the probabilities tell us that most likely we'll have another leg down. Okay, most likely, because although that looks corrective, when we look at wave 2 and wave 4 having been done here only, we're talking about a third of that time. So literally, just respect the structure. One wave down again can be expected. Now, there is the highest probability scenario I'm looking, and again, due to the structure, okay, this is a leading diagonal, right? So this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, or A, B, C, I'm waiting, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get wave B, and then get wave C. Either a 5-wave move, which is going to make this flat, well, depends on where we're going to end up on that high as well. But in either case, I'll be looking for another move down. Now, if we don't really look to respect this structure over here as much, it could be a case where this is also A, B, and C, which means that wave B ended here, and then we're going to get a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, or an ABC. Since this is a leading diagonal, it can be considered, well, we'll have to look whether it's corrective or impulsive. But, well, if it's corrective, then we can expect an ABC. If it's impulsive, we can expect a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? But since we call it an ABC, more of a 5-wave move case. Okay? So, now though, and as I said before, I expect that wave A is done, and we're moving down in wave 2, in wave B. And for that, what I've done as well is that, actually, let me just, I think this is inverse for some reason. Yes, there we go. 6-1, and we go to the 78, and well, it would be a case where this is probably done. Ah, there you go. It's exactly there. Okay, and that's the first leg, right? It's not even the C. Okay, what does this mean? When we get a very deep wave A, it means most likely that it's going to be an ABC, right? And wave B is going to extend up to the previous high. That increases the chances of that becoming a flat, guys. Okay, and what do we want? Really, we want to get back there. Look at this. Not for any particular reason. We want to get, obviously, it would be a better opportunity to get in. But if you see those levels that prices are meet one another, you know, like this channel meets this channel, okay, and then you've got also wave 4 ending and wave C ending, then this is a cluster, guys, okay? This is a cluster that makes sense in time and price in both dimensions, and it's usually what attracts really sellers and buyers. So initially we'll attract sellers, and then secondary will attract the buyers. So once we're going to get this correction down, okay, then we're looking, as I said before, the 395, which is the 4, and after this we're looking at the 8.29, if of course price gets there, because we could literally get to 4 and then continue all the way down. But as said before, really look at what is happening over here, okay, because that's the wave 2, and even if we assume that 4 is here, that still looks diagonal to me. You understand that? Not like in the case of Luna, it looks diagonal, and getting this leg down and getting below the previous wave 1, okay, because the 91 is the flat, right? So we really need to take into account here the fact that if we get a flat, we're not going to get below wave 1, right? So there is no ending diagonal. If we get now a running flat or an expanding flat, that's a different case. The running flat, it means that we are moving impulsive, there is no leading diagonal. The expanding flat is the only scenario that is going to give us a diagonal. The chances of the diagonal actually will improve massively. Okay, guys, so I hope this all makes sense. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, turn your notifications on. I will post the new vote for the next video up under the community section on YouTube. So make sure to visit that section and leave your vote. Thanks for watching again, and we will speak very soon.